Nothing makes me happier than seeing an Evilswarm deck run it across the field here and do well. Don't bet 30% of you guys have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so we can move up the 100k ladder. First deck we're looking at here is our Evilswarm list. For this video, D-Shifters, Zombie World's actually in here for a fun little anti-meta pick. Didn't expect to see that. We have 2 copies of Astral Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 Celestial with 1 Dasher, triple copies of Dimension Shifty, triple copies of Caster, triple copies of Krikion, 1 Thunderbird. I'm actually surprised to see that we're still playing Thunderbird out here in the year 2022, but alright. We have triple copies of Little Hop Hop Rescue Bunny. We have triple copies of Heliotrope, 2 copies of Fusion Destiny, triple copies of the Infestation Pandemic. Who doesn't love quick play, make your guy unaffected? Yeah, really, really good. We have 2 copies of Pot of Prosperity, 1 Rhoda, 1 copy of Terraforming, triple Unexpected Die, triple copies of Zombie World, 2 Anti-Smell Fragrance, 1 Infestation Pandemic, triple copies of the Solemn J-Man, and triple copies of Summon Limit here, wrapping up the main deck. Down here in the extra deck, we actually are playing 1 Underworld Closed Goddess, 1 Steelswarm Origin, 1 Verti Anaconda with 1 Unicorn. We have 1 IP Masquerena with 1 Axis Codetogger, 1 Gagaga Cowboy, triple copies of Ophion. Now remember, he has that beautiful Floodgate ability that we've all come to know and love throughout the years that says no level 5 or higher monsters. Alright, can't do anything, can't special them. You can still normal them, that's fine, but they're not getting special. And then you can detach to search for your protection for the big guy. We have 1 Exciton Knight for equalizing fields with Bahamut to take things. We have 1 Zeus, 1 Dweller, and 1 Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Side deck here we have triple Droll and Lockbird, triple Ghost Bell, 2 copies of Lightning Storm, 2 Evenly, 2 Imperm, and triple copies of There Can Only Be One. Wrapping up our Evilswarm list for you guys. Next up is an EXO. Winning first place out of locals is none other than Exosisters. Now, I love what this deck can do. Oh, we got Magnifica rolling down the pipeline here in a couple of weeks here, and you'll kind of get the chance to see this deck step and do something a little bit more. But this build ended up, what was it, 38-man locals, ended up winning it with this exact build here. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 Celestial with 1 Dasher, triple copies of Ellis, 1 copy of Irene, triple copies of Sophia, 2 copies of Stella, 2 copies of Ghost Ogre, 2 copies of Parallel Exceed, 2 copies of Gamma. Interesting inclusion of only 2 of these in the deck, but alright, looks like it worked out. 1 Griffon Rider, we have triple copies of Water Enchantress, 1 Driver with 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Dracoback, triple copies of E-Telly. Actually, so the main reason for this here was just as Baron access, which is kind of cute, actually. We have 1 Armament, 1 Carpe Diem, triple copies of Pax, with 1 Adventure, 1 Fusion Destiny, with triple Rite of Armesier, 2 copies of Vadis, and 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence here. Down here in the next deck, we have 1 Celine with 1 Almirage, 1 Verti Anaconda, 1 Lina with 1 Hulk, 1 Axis Machine, 1 Utopic Future with 1 Utopic Future Draco, triple copies of Mikhail's, 1 copy of Castiel, then we have 1 Zeus, 1 Baron de Fleur, and 1 Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Side deck here is 2 Lancia, triple Droll, 2 Godarlas, triple Lightning Storm, triple Evenly Matched, 1 Imperm, and 1 copy of Red Reboot here. Wrapping up, more toolboxy version of this deck. This build, you can definitely tell, takes away from more of the Exosister package and puts more of an emphasis on the toolboxing aspects of the deck, which is not a bad thing whatsoever, alright? Multiple levels of play is always a good thing. Next up here is Judgment of the Pharaoh. So this is 56 card Virtual World. This ended up doing relatively well at its event, and yes, this card is really good. Pay half your life points, select and activate an appropriate effect if Yujo Friendship is in your graveyard until the end of this turn. Your opponent cannot normal, set, flip. Yeah, you jam your opponent out. If Unity's in your graveyard, which is right here, you can negate the effects of all spell and trap cards on your opponent's side of the field, and your opponent cannot activate or set spell and trap cards. Amazing card. So we have triple copies of Astral Blossom and Joyous Spring. We have 1 Despot 001, 2 Ghost Bells, 2 Ghost Ogres, 1 Nibiru, 1 Spell Canceller in the main. Wow. 1 Nyan, 2 Lily, triple copies of Lulu, 2 copies of Lala, triple copies of Gigi, 1 Griffin Rider, triple copies of Water Enchantress, 1 Call by the Grave, triple Crossout Designator, 1 Draco back, triple copies of E-Tully, 1 Faithful Adventure, 2 Pot of Prosperity with triple Rite of Armesier, triple copies of Small World, 2 Talents, triple copies of Kowloon, 2 copies of Quinglong, with 1 copy Yujo Friendship, 2 copies of Imperm, 1 Judgment of the Pharaoh, 2 Chuche, and 1 copy of Zwan Wu. Down here in the extra deck, we have 1 Auroradon with 1 Hauk, 1 Fanfan with 1 Zeus, 1 M7 with 1 Beatrice. Then we have 1 copy of Senshin, 1 Jiu, 1 Ultimaya Tzolk'in, 1 Stardust Charge Warrior, 1 Cupid Pitch with 1 Crystal Wing. We have 1 Coral Dragon. And then we have double Baron down here, actually something you can step into. We have 1 Scythe, 1 Token Collector, 1 Jinzo, 2 Space Rocks, triple Gamma, 1 Driver, 2 copies of Mystic Mine, 2 Twin Twisters, 1 Unity, and 1 copy of Red Reboot here, wrapping up a take. Actually, I don't know what else to say about this, but this list is pretty cool. Next up here is this is actually from a friend of mine, finally broke the curse of bubbling an event, finally got his invite here. So this is actually 51 card Adamantipator with a, of course, Prank Kits package in here. We're also playing Pranks in here as well. Definitely interesting tech choices in here. So I have triple copies of Adamantipator Analyzer, 2 copies of Dragite, triple copies of Researcher, triple copies of Seeker with 1 Lancia and 1 Scythe. We have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 1 Celestial with 1 Dasher. We have triple copies of Droll and Lockbird, 2 copies of Ghost Bell and the Haunted Mansion, triple copies of Ghost Ogie, triple copies of Quackimero Guardian. We have triple copies of Quackimero Supplier. All the basic, like, little interaction stuff that you have in your basic Adamantipator deck is here. We have 1 Plague Spitter, that's interesting. Little plague interactions just to be able to search. We have 1 Dropsies with 1 Lamsies and triple copies of Roxy's. I have seen that most of these builds only try to do the 1, but we're trying to further extend down the pipeline, it looks here, for lane climbing. We have triple Signs with 1 Call by the Grave, 2 Fusion Destinies, 1 Pranks, triple Talents, and triple copies of Infinite Permanents here. Extra deck here we have 1 Almirage, 1 Verte with 1 Meow Meow Mew, 1 Doodle Doop, 1 Hauk, 1 Dagda with 1 Apo. We have 1 Gallant Granite with 1 Zeus, 1 Abyssdweller, 1 Borreload Savage, 2 Repites, 1 Dragite, and 1 Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Side deck here we have 2 Lancias, triple Nibiru, triple Cosmic Cyclone, 1 Feather Duster, triple Lightning Storm, and triple copies of Dimensional Barrier here, wrapping up our list. And I just want to clap. Finally, locking down and getting your invite it's an amazing feeling, trust me. It's one thing that I like to aim for on this channel, is to educate people at least enough on the level to be able to top 48 and, you know, go that 6-3 to qualify in some of these regionals. It's doable. It's just very intense. And the last list we have here is another Virtual World list, but this one, we got the Punk package spliced into it, so you're going to get a little bit of extra bang for your buck here. So we have 1 Scythe, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 1 Dustbot 001, triple copies of Effect Veiler, 1 Snow with triple Ghost Bell, triple copies of Ghost Ogre, 1 Colt Wing with 1 Foxy Tune, the 1 Ogre Dance, 2 copies of Xiamin, 1 Token Collector. We have 2 copies of Nyan, 1 Lily, triple copies of Lulu, 2 copies of Lao. We have 1 copy of 3 copies of Gigi, 1 Griffin Rider, triple Water Enchantress with 1 Call by the Grave, 1 Draco back, triple E-Tully, 1 Faithful Adventure, 1 Foolish Burial, triple Droplets, triple Rite of Armesier, triple Kowloon. Then we have 2 Quinglongs, triple Imperm, 2 Chuche, and 1 Zwan Wu, wrapping up the main deck here. Down here we have 1 Auroradon, 1 Alk with 1 Fanfan, 1 Zeus, 1 Beatrice, with 1 Senshin, and then we have 1 Jiu, 1 copy of Tamaya with 1 Qingying, 1 Stardust with 1 Cupid Pitch, 1 Crystal Wing, 1 Coral Dragon, 1 Borreload Savage, and 1 Baron de Fleur. Side deck here we have triple Lancia, triple DD Crow, triple Cosmic Cyclone, triple Lightning Storm, and triple copies of Dimensional Barrier here, wrapping up, well, an interesting take on what all you can kind of mess around with in this format and get away with. So what do you guys think about these lists? Please leave a comment about how much you guys think. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. I will see your beautiful faces back here later and do some more cool awesome content. Peace out, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.